Hi, thank you for watching a new video blog. Today from Astana, Kazakhstan, and behind me the Opera of Astana, the Opera House. And look what a beautiful building this Opera House. It is, I think, built in 2009, but it looks classical. They decided to build it in a classical way. The exterior is very beautiful in a classical style. So if you go to Astana and you have only 24 hours, definitely check this opera out. It's located on a large square. It goes all the way here. You have so much space. They really did their best to make this place as beautiful as possible. And that's what I admire about Kazakhstan. They don't went into the trap of modernism or so-called modernism or postmodernism or whatever. They decided we must make something classical for something that is important, like music. And I've been to a little opera. It was piano pieces of Rachmaninoff with opera singers. It was a mix of a lot of music. It was a smaller setting. It was very nice and cozy. And the interior is also in a classical style. It's very traditional. It gives you the feeling I am doing something extraordinary. And this is extraordinary. Music is extraordinary. It's lifting you up, it's elevating you, it's bringing you a little bit closer to God. And you can experience that in a building like this. Because what do people tell when they have a near-death experience? They describe buildings like this, with big pillars, white marble, very beautiful, very aesthetical. That's what they describe. It's a little touch of heaven what you experience when you see this building. And look, the square, how much space they used to this very important part of society. And compare that to many Western buildings. They're extremely ugly, they're extremely modern. They do anything to remove themselves from a classical feeling, from this feeling of beauty, aesthetic feeling that brings you in contact with God, with the afterlife, with heaven. But I enjoy that Astana, the city of Astana, decided to do it in a traditional style. Now, one thing I don't really like about Astana is that they don't really clean up the snow. If you're watching somebody from Astana, please do something about it. It's very dangerous. And yeah, be careful. If you go to Astana in winter, be prepared for a lot of slippery slips and wear the correct shoes. I'm back here on a little bit better road. So definitely worth a visit. Absolutely wonderful building. it really gave me a feeling, wow, I am in a city that wants to express how beautiful life is, express how beautiful music is. We respect art. You don't put the most beautiful music into a cardboard box with some weird glass ceiling and some ugly colors. No, you do that in the most beautiful places you can think of, and it's already clear. People that had that near-death experiences, or people that can enter the realm, like special priests or very spiritual people, monks that are meditating and praying a lot, they will describe this. That's what they describe. So in a way, Astana is spiritual. They acknowledge that yes, this is the style that we want to represent on earth, because it is a little bit of heaven. It's uplifting the people. That's why I enjoy being in this city. There's also a lot of modern buildings here. Don't get me wrong. It's not all like this. But at least they gave the place of music, they gave their best. That's wonderful. In the West, in the 60s, from the 60s, the cultural Marxistic revolutions, they also attacked architecture. Of course they did this in the way of building extremely ugly city halls, but also extremely ugly churches. Any church that was built in the 60s, 99% of them in the West, is extremely ugly. It's with concrete, there's very limited decoration on it. It has bleak colors. It looks just like a postal office, even though postal offices were built also beautifully in the past. But the 1960s cultural Marxist revolution was attacking everything that makes life wonderful. Family, architecture, food, music, so many things that it wanted to attack. And thankfully, many people now start to see through that lie and say, no, we don't want this extreme ugly style. It's even more ugly than the brutalist architecture that they had in communism. I see that even that is a little bit more beautiful than the horrible modern styles that they invented in the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s was maybe like the peak of building the most ugly, terrible buildings that you can imagine, 80s and the 90s. And like I say, thankfully, there was a point where they returned. If you look at, for example, the concert hall in The Hague, the ones built in the 80s and the 90s, like it was late 80s, early 90s, was extremely ugly. And now their new building is at least a little bit more natural, less modern. Looks at least a little bit more like this one, a little bit. Still has many flaws, but okay. So if you're in Astana, Kazakhstan, and you do a tour through the city, a Astana Soviet city tour, well, check out this part. You probably will come there because it's a main strip with many tourist attractions. You can see many modern buildings. But go see the Opera House. It's very beautiful. I realized that a country that most Europeans don't even know, maybe they've heard about it, or they know, like that stupid movie that once was made about Kazakhstan, this Borat movie. That's the only thing that they know. And they think, oh, it's probably some poor, backwards country No, no, no. It's very strong, beautiful country. And I would say, check it out. Go visit Astana, go visit Kazakhstan. And the other countries that I've been to, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan. And see for yourself. How clean, how peaceful, how civilized, if you like civilization, it is. You see, I see no garbage on the street, I see no graffiti. There's no woke as well, thankfully. And in wintertime you get a real winter. One of the coldest cities, I think the second most cold city, capital city in the world. So it was for today from Astana, Kazakhstan. I say thank you for watching and see you next time.
Привет, как дела? Hi, how are you? Здравствуйте, меня зовут. Hello, my name is. Очень приятно. Nice to meet you. Спасибо большое. Пожалуйста, пожалуйста, извините, простите. Да нет и до свидания. Пожалуйста, извините, простите. Да нет и до свидания. Доброе утро, добрый день. Good morning, good afternoon. Добрый вечер, до свидания. Good evening, goodbye. Пока-пока, увидимся. Bye-bye, see you later. Спасибо большое.